Hey guys, hope you're having a good time. By the way, don't forget, hit that like button. And if you're liking, you might as well subscribe. And drop a comment below. Come on guys, let's get into it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Let's Get Into It. This is the last episode of the year 2022. This year has kind of flew by for me, but it also seems like it's been a long year.
Yeah, it was a long, short year.
It was a long, short year, and that's weird. But it seemed like when I go back to the beginning of the year and look at the beginning of the year stories, it seems like that was so far ago. So, so long ago, but no, there's stuff happened this year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I was trying to think about, what really happened this year? It was a lot.
A lot went on, but I want to thank you, Mace, for sticking beside me through all 2022. We decided we was going to do this channel, and we've been doing it all year.
Yes.
And we stuck beside it, and we going to stick beside it.
Because we stuck beside each other. Because, when I had reached out to you, I had said, I know we can do this, because we here.
We here. We see each other.
That's
and
it.
Y'all stay tuned. Next year, there are going to be a few changes, but we're still going to be doing the channel together, but there are going to be a little bit of changes. Just a little bit. But Mace, do you have anything to say before we get to our first topic?
No, this year did go by, and I want to thank all of the people who stood beside us. Ray Bay, we got Cleo, Jay Rucker, Prosperity Thick Girl.
Anybody who's catching the replay.
Yes, Nola, Miss Nola Reeds.
Nola, we did a Basketball Wives review with Nola for the first half of Basketball Wives. I don't think it ever came back.
No, that's what I said. What happened to the Basketball Wives? Just never came back.
It did. I mean, y'all didn't really need to come back, but whatever. So this story just broke. I just saw it right
as we were sad news
going live. It appears as Barbara Walters
has passed away.
Oh, to see the Lord. She is one of the greatest reporters of all time.
Yeah, a TV host, just she's been around for a long time.
How old she was, because I want to say she was in her 90s.
She has to be in her late 80s, because Barbara been around for a long time. Because I remember watching Barbara Walters at my great grandmother's house on the floor. The floor model wooden TV with the.
She was 93.
That's what I said, late 80s, because I remember I used to be on the floor.
No, 93. She was in her 90s.
I said late 80s. I gave her a little grace, what I'm saying? But 93, yeah, because I remember watching with the Bob Hope show. They used to come on night, and she used to be sometime a guest on the show, late night.
So she knew slaves.
Basically, I don't know, because I remember I used to be on the floor and used to watch, the late show, stay up late, and the floor model TV. You had the pliers, you had to turn the TV. TV is kind of fuzzy, and I remember seeing her
on the thinking about that she probably, her grandmama probably knew slaves or something.
Definitely her mother. I think her mother definitely, yeah. I probably had a couple. She maybe had a couple
in the house. Lord, y'all, I'm blaming the Hennessy. I'm gonna just let y'all know at the beginning of the video. I've been
this whole episode we're gonna blame it on alcohol.
We're gonna blame it on him, but sorry to this woman. Sorry to the family.
Yes, condolences to her families. R.I.P. Barbara Walters.
Yes,
and Barbara Walters was a little messy queen too. She was very messy.
She was messy. I will never forget the Whitney interview. That really, for me, was her most iconic interview. Her and Mariah's interview.
Did she interview Whitney?
She did interview. Isn't she the one that interviewed?
No, that was Diane Sawyer.
Let me see.
Yeah, it wasn't Barbara Walters. The Crack is Whack.
The crack is wet. That wasn't Barbara Walters.
Nah, I think it was Diane Sawyer. If my
Let me
memory
look
serves
that
me
up.
correctly.
Let me look up crack is wet.
It wasn't Barbara, because I remember when Bobby came out on the couch, and because Bobby was sitting on the back on the steps like this, and they was like, "Bobby, come on." I think it's Diane Sawyer.
Oh, let me get the drunk lion. I mean, tipsy lion. Was that
Hey,
Barbara
Cleo.
Walters?
Yeah, who's at that?
It was Barbara Walters.
It was her?
It was, no, hold on.
No,
it was Diane
her.
Sawyer. It was Diane Sawyer.
Yeah, Diane Sawyer.
Hold up. So
You know, I remember stuff that happened in 1972, but I can't remember stuff that happened yesterday.
Aren't we all like that?
Yeah, because I remember Diane Sawyer. I remember she had that white suit on, and because I just remember the
They
outfit.
look similar, so I mean,
Yeah, she was sitting there because they both had the blonde hair, you know, the bob. And that
she is one of the top journalists. But
I wonder how Oprah feels about this. You know,
how she's supposed to feel? She did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know, her and Oprah had a little history. I think in her.
You're gonna be feeling something tomorrow. Take an aspirin tonight.
Ooh, the Bacardi. Yeah,
I like Bacardi, but
Bacardi, and you got it, and you know what? Because I don't even know if the Bacardi Dark is ready yet. Mm-hmm. You know how long it takes to make Bacardi Dark?
I don't know, but
it takes 13 to 15 years.
Get you some aspirin and drink you some water before you go to bed, because that Bacardi will mess you up.
It will. You know that Bacardi Dark, because I used to like Bacardi Dark, and they ran out of Bacardi Dark. Bacardi ran out, and they was like, it takes 13 years to make another batch. So they've been like substituting with Bacardi Gold. You notice you don't see Bacardi Dark anymore? Because it ran out, and they have Bacardi Gold, Bacardi Black, I believe, Black, Bacardi Select, and the Bacardi Light, the white. But I had to substitute for the gold because the dark is not in. I guess it's not finished being made yet.
So we're gonna move on. We're gonna wish Barbara Walters.
Yeah, peace out, Barbara.
She made it to the other side.
Right before New Year's. Dang.
Yeah, she didn't make it out of this year, but
I guess when your numbers get called, they get called.
When your name is called, it get called. Like you said, I mean, you don't get to choose when your name gets called. It just is what it is. And speaking of people names getting called, we're gonna usher the next person in gracefully. We're gonna talk about Miss Kevin Samuels, who passed earlier this year due to cardiac arrest. Allegedly, Miss Samuels was doing fentanyl. That's what they said.
But was he doing fentanyl? He's with a thick woman, a thick woman?
She wasn't African American. She was
Mexican.
She was of a different descent. I don't know what descent it was.
Kevin.
But it was American. But
was she a high value woman?
She wasn't high value. She looked like a paid woman.
But they said she was a nurse.
Oh yeah, here she is. Hold on, here she is. Y'all see her? Do y'all see her? Do y'all see her in the chat?
Why he look like he just threw some fairy dust on me? Like I just caught it. Ooh, thank you.
I had to get the best picture I could get of her to put her on here because she was giving so much advice. She went live right before she passed, and then I remember hearing the 911 tape of the hooker trying to revive him.
Well, alleged hooker. We don't know she was a hooker.
Allegedly, in the hotel room after a line or a bump. I don't know which one it was, but this is what he looked like before. I'm horrible, you guys. I'm horrible. I'm blaming the Hennessy.
That's all right. I like it.
This is what he looked like right before he took the bump. He took this nice photo for y'all. I wish him, wherever he is, the best.
Well, I hope he's in a high value heaven.
Wherever he is, I wish him all the best. and we're gonna move forward because a lot of other people passed this year. It was
like 2022. Yeah, get out of here, 2022. You want to just leave with taking Barbara with you? How you gonna leave taking Barbara with you?
I mean, at the very end, and then
they took Betty White at the end with you.
They took Betty White the same way.
Yeah, and that Betty White, that was a devastator for me. I was really devastated.
We was hurt with Betty. I was
really hurt with Betty White because I loves me some Betty, and I love the Golden Girls. And
so that, I mean, at least Betty lived her life. She did.
She did. Betty got around. She was power to the people. She was one of the ones in the back of that bus. With the people of color.
She was in the back of the bus with us.
She was definitely in the back of the bus.
The next person I want to talk about, rest in peace to Tracy
Braxton. This one hurt me too.
Happened. This is another one that caught everybody off guard. It happened in March. She passed of esophageal cancer, like cancer of like your throat area. I didn't know she was suffering, but I did know that she was losing a lot of weight. I noticed that, like in her son's wedding pictures.
I noticed that too. But she looked very like in the face, like her face wasn't the same. Because sometimes you could lose weight and it's still you could give yourself, and it wasn't
a healthy weight loss. You could tell.
Yeah, it was like her eyes was like really sunk, and she looked very like. That was a sad one.
That she wanted to be there and she was happy, but you could also tell that she was losing a lot of weight and it wasn't looking good. I remember looking at the pictures like, what's going on with Tracy? Mm-hmm. But I didn't know at that time she was suffering of cancer and she's been dealing with this for a while. Also recently have been going back watching episodes of Family Braxton.
Me too.
Braxton Family Values. And when I tell you that these episodes do not age well
at all. At all.
They weren't easy to watch then, but now, given what has happened,
yes,
the way they used to treat Tracy was atrocious. Including Tony. Not
mm-hmm. Well, because Tony, when the Braxton Family Values first started, Tony really thought, she was going and being the star, Tony Braxton, this, that, and third. And I can see, you can see like that was just it was good TV, but it was hard to watch, like, because the sisterly dynamic. You look at and you just
after a while, it wasn't fun anymore. It
wasn't fun anymore because it's like the sisterly dynamic. You could see the jealousy.
It was real dramatic and it was real tense. And
it was like the jealousy and all that. And I think Tony came in a lot trying to be the star. She was the star. She was the household name, Tony Braxton. Then you showed the other sisters. Then Tamar blew up out the blue, and you saw the little bit of
attacking her sisters for fame, and she attacked Tracy a lot.
Yeah, and then to see what happened with her and Vince, because this man right here, he ain't.
She's not even with him. That's the funniest part. You was doing all that caping for Vince.
This man right here.
But rest in peace to Tracy. I know she's been.
Yeah, that was a hard one because Tracy's like everybody's cousin. She's like that family member. Tracy just felt like home. Like when
we all love Tracy. Nobody, I've never had an issue with Tracy. She was always fun loving, she sung what she could. She was there. She was fun. And she held her own against her sister. She stuck up for what she thought was right. And I do miss that. I feel like how Tammy was on Basketball Wives, I felt like that's what Tracy was.
Yeah, it's hard being a black sheep.
Yeah, she added value to the group. And I feel
but it's hard being, the black sheep of the family when you have to stand alone because sometimes your ideas and the way you live your life or whatever is different from the rest of the family, the whole collective, and everybody feels like it's against you and you have to stand alone. And that's what we watched her do, with the rest of them singing and the rest of them.
She was the last one after all the sisters quit the show. She was the only one. She was filming with Phaedra, filming with Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do it no more. Y'all done really switched it up. Y'all really don't know what y'all doing on this show.
Yeah, they did her dirty. I didn't like the way
They did her dirty. She was trying her best to hold
They
on.
did her
to
dirty.
it.
Like that was like, you know, the one thing that she had to show. And I think that if she had went off and did her own show, if we had gave her the opportunity to do her own show, I think it would have worked.
Hey, Shar.
Hey, Shar.
I think she left us too soon, and I really hate that cancer is taking so many of us out of here before our time. I really, really hope that they come out with a cure for cancer really soon, because I'm really sick of this. You know, it's like,
and you know, it's a lot. It's in the food. It's like we can't even help it. It's like the food, and they shooting up the chickens, and
the jab. You know, the jab that y'all got, but
yeah, I'm not messing with that thing. I ain't messing with it. Speaking of that, was one of the 2022 highlights.
You was one of the highlights?
No, the as far as the V.
Oh, I don't want to talk about the jab too much.
Yeah, to be V'd or not to be V'd is the question. That was the question.
Too much because you know how the algorithm does.
Oh yes, I definitely know.
Rest in peace, Tracy. Yes, I saw Barbara Walters passed away. I mean, Barbara Walters lived a long, healthy life. She was able to see slavery, the civil rights movement, women's rights. You know, she saw everything come to pass. So
she saw Roe versus Wade.
Roe v. Wade to come and go.
Yeah, to come and go. Like
she saw everything. So shout out to her. Another person that was taken too soon. Takeoff.
Oh.
Takeoff was killed, I want to say 2 months ago.
November 1st, actually.
Was it November?
It was November 1st. It was Halloween. It was Halloween day going into November.
It was like in October, November.
It was it was Halloween thing, because I said about his death date, because he died on Hallows Eve.
But rest in peace also to Takeoff. I know 2 people have been arrested in connection with his murder, but I haven't heard anything since the arrest. You know,
and you're probably not. And you're probably not.
He was killed, I guess, by just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I guess some people were shooting, I guess, randomly, and he was one of the people in the vicinity and was shot.
That was just horrible, because I'm not too familiar with the Takeoff because he was always really quiet. I forgot actually it was the third member, because they always focus on Offset and the other one, Quavo. And I wasn't, I'm not too much into their music, but
me neither. But I always knew.
Yeah, it's like he was like no one had anything bad to say about him. And once I started, after he passed away, I started, looking at, like, doing a little research on him, and I was like, wow, he seemed like a good guy. Like no one, like, because no one had anything bad to say about him. Like,
well, not too many people are gonna say anything bad when you pass.
No, they do.
Unless you was trash.
I said they do.
Like Kevin Samuels.
They will have some scandal will come out or something. It will be something like, remember when he used to kill bugs, or he choked that cat in 4th grade? Like, if somebody's going to say something negative. And
when Kevin Samuels passed, it was a lot of disrespect. And nobody, really showed any grace when he passed. I think it was because of the way he lived his life. He lived his life in a way of disrespect, and that's what he received.
Well, I tell you, I get it how you live. I don't care. I'm keeping that same energy, dead or alive. I don't give a damn if you die today or tomorrow. If I don't like you, then I don't like you alive. Well, I'm gonna like you dead.
So
I'm like, nope.
We're gonna move on to the next thing. We didn't really talk about it on the channel, but I do want to talk about it because I feel like it was a big thing this year.
And I didn't even see it yet.
What do you mean you have not seen Black Panther 2 yet? What do you mean?
I have not seen it yet. We made plans. That's when we made plans to go to the movie. Then, like, the week after it came out, I was like, wait the week so it won't be so crowded. Made plans, and then both my kids caught the COVID, and they were sick. They were down for like a week, and my son was down for like 2 because he had a cough. He felt better, but he just had this cough that would not go away. And after that, I forgot all about the movie.
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
You can, go ahead.
I do think you should watch it.
No, I will, but you can spoil it. Go ahead.
So you're not interested in watching it? It was
no, I am, but that doesn't that don't bother me. You can tell me about the movie or whatever because I'm
not going to spoil it. I never like to spoil stuff for people who haven't seen anything.
But I don't.
But
all I want to know is who was the did that water king? Because the guy that was under the water, the whoever he was looking kind of good.
Well, you probably would have liked it if you would have seen it.
No, I'm going to see it because as soon as it come out on the Optimum cable, I'm gonna pay my $19.99 to get it.
I don't want to go into it too much, but I did want to mention it. To me, it was the best movie of the year for me. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I went to the theaters on premiere day to watch it with a friend. I enjoyed the movie, and I think it's going in a great direction. The series, and I can't wait for the next movie. Since we're not, you haven't seen that, I'm not going to spoil it. But I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was because if it was anything like the first one, because I think the first one was awesome. Like
the first one was awesome, and this one is a little bit more emotional, but I do feel like it was a good entry.
Yeah, and I love like X-Men and all that, the DC comics, the Marvel. Oh my God, I'm a big people don't I'm into cosplay. I love it.
So another thing that I also wanted to talk about, we did advocate for her at the beginning of the year, Miss Brittney Griner. I think she was one of the first stories that we ever talked about on this channel. She was in Russian custody for 9 months for a weed pen, and she was finally released a few weeks ago. I want to say a few weeks ago. And the reaction, it was mostly negative of her being released. What part do you agree with, Cleo? I forgot what we was even talking about. Oh, the movie Black Panther. But yes, Brittney Griner, she was recently released, and it received a lot of negative backlash, which I think is unfortunate. But I'm glad that she was released. Personally, I don't think that she deserved to be in Russian prison, freezing her life away for a weed pen. But at the same time, we need to realize when we go over to other countries that the world is a different place outside the United States. The United States isn't that great either, but we do have a lot of freedoms here that we take for granted, you guys. And I think this was a harsh lesson that, it's not going to go your way all the time. So,
but I think actually she was just, I think a lot of it was to do with it's more of like a government issue. I think they had their own agenda by holding her, and even by arresting her. By even arresting her and holding her like the way they did and trying to threaten to give her how many years they was threatening to give her It's bigger than us.
Right. Are you saying her life isn't worth the trade? People are saying that she wasn't worth the trade for the Russia's arms dealer. But I feel like a life is a life, and every life is valuable.
No, I can understand where the people are coming from because they're like, okay, this was the merchant of death. He's not a Russian arms dealer. Let's be clear. That's not only what he is. That was
a human traded for another human being.
Yes, but he is a killing machine. His nickname is the Merchant of Death. He went to Africa and killed 500,000 people. Killed a mass amount of people.
Why was he eligible?
But the thing is that he was going to get out.
Why was he eligible to be up?
Huh? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
He was going to get out anyway. He was due to be.
That's what I'm saying. My thing was he was going to get out anyway. He would have got out in 9 years. What's the big difference? In 9 years, he's going to do the same thing that he's probably doing right now. It really didn't matter. I'm just glad she's home because she didn't deserve to be over there like that in the prison, especially with her sexual orientation, her being so tall, her being in a foreign country, in a foreign prison. And like I said, it's bigger than rap. It's bigger than rap. It's bigger than rap. this government thing or whatever that's going even with her and them release her, it's bigger than us. Stuff is going on that we can't even fathom what's going on, and they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you because they don't want you to be nervous and go crazy. But it's stuff going on that you're not going to even understand. When it happens, everybody goes, "Oh," or shocked and I can't believe. Yeah, believe it. Because it's a lot going on. That it wasn't accidental that she got out. It wasn't accidental that she got arrested. It wasn't accidental that they let this man out. None of that wasn't accidental, in my opinion.
It was very political. I think Russia
It's bigger than rap.
does like to interfere. Russia likes to interfere in our elections, and we let them every time.
But they're working with each other, like.
Because people like Trump, are still in power,
but not even Trump, like Biden. Like, what do you think Biden is? Biden? Do we have to go back to 1960s? What is that? What was that with the kids going? The black kids going to school?
Biden is trash as well, but I feel a little bit more free.
I don't, because you know what? I rather a devil you know. That's why I'm Team Trump. I rather the devil you know, because at least I know what he's about. I don't want to fake in my face and sit there and pretend that, oh, such and such, and then come down with a hammer on you. At least with Trump, we knew what was coming. With this one, you ain't gonna know what's coming. And that's
we don't know what Trump.
You don't know
whatever he will say.
But we're prepared for anything with him because we know that he's unstable. We know that he's irrational.
We would never
somebody who sit there and pretend, like with his vice president. Everybody all excited. A black woman in office. A black woman in office. She's not even black. And I hate how it's just a whole pandering to black people. Like it's like a pandering to black people that she's not black. Stop saying she's the first black vice president because she's not black.
They weren't really pandering to black people. They were pretending to pander to black people. But they weren't really, like, if they was really pandering to us, they would give us reparations. But moving forward to the next thing.
No, that's pandering with money. Pandering is pretending like we give a damn about y'all, and they don't.
Moving forward to the Oscars, the slap heard around the world and back. I remember when this happened. This was, to me, one of the biggest stories of the entire year. Because the Oscars is such a big deal that these Negroes got up here and Will got up here and got in his feelings because Chris Rock was telling a bad joke. It was a bad joke, by the way, about his wife, and he felt some type of way.
No, she felt some type of way. He didn't feel no type of way because that nigga laughed.
That's true, because I did see, through analyzing the clip, we saw that Jada was irritated first. He laughed when the joke was said. Jada was irritated. He saw that Jada was irritated, and then he went up there and tried to defend his wife and slapped Chris Rock on national television. Look at the pain in his face.
He slapped the shit out of him. Now,
slapped by another man on worldwide television, humiliated, across the world. Slapped like a bee. On the corner.
Like a hoe. That was a hoe.
You was slapped like you didn't make enough money for your pimp that week. That's how you was slapped.
I just blame Jada for all of this because that damn Jada and her goddamn alopecia. Let me tell you something. Jada, because I'm telling you, Will you could tell Will, he has no middle probably. He's either just calm or just enraged. Because she did tell the story before how he bopped her in the head with a newspaper like she was a puppy. Like he got angry because she was talking about, whatever. He just rolled, the paper and like, boop, bopped her in the head. So he probably has no middle. And he probably felt defensive. And she probably looked at him with that bald head. Like she was sitting there like you going to just keep letting him talk it again. And, because he was giggling. When he said the joke, Will was like, but she looked over like.
Actually laughed. Really, like he laughed.
Yeah, but she looked over like, really? Really? Like, really?
But the way she looked over, the what came into my mind, I wasn't in their house, but I felt like I was in their house. it was like, we already talked about this.
Right.
When stuff like this happens, I need you to defend me. And here it is once again. You're not defending me.
Yep.
When people are coming against me, you're laughing at it. So Will was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I do need to defend you as my wife, even though I'm smashing your August behind you. I do have to, defend you in public. So he gets upset. Then he would start cussing from the audience. That part threw Lupita off. Lupita's reaction was what...
Right, because Lupita was looking like she was winning for the night at first.
Lupita was looking like she didn't want to look, but she was looking. I was like, Lupita, don't get caught in this. We need you. Do not do this.
Well, Lupita looked like she was about to get caught into something else before that slap happened. She's like, I'll probably go home with them. But after, the slap
Beyonce was in the audience. Let's not forget Beyonce was in the audience. And she was like, Beyonce was ready to go. She was calling for people to like, come get me. Because this was a whole mess. And it really put a damper on the whole Oscars. It was the first show, actually, I think it was produced by a black man.
Yeah, Will Packer. Will Packer
for the first time. And then here you go.
This was a mess, but it was a hilarious mess. It was
a hilarious mess.
It was the gift that kept on giving, because I could understand Jada's pain, because sometimes, like, I'm not going to hope, like, in certain defense, like, things, you want your husband or your man to defend you or to say something, but not to go to that.
If you have to tell him to defend me, like, she was looking at him like,
no, because I feel her, because I've been in that situation too, but not with another man. Not with like another man.
You should want your man to defend you automatically, not for you.
Exactly. And so, and I've been in that situation.
We already talked about this yesterday. You need to defend me more. Basically that's what it was given.
Yeah, because I understand where Jada was coming from, but I think Will just didn't have he probably was hearing it, like you said, in the house. We already discussed this. You know what time it is. I'm tired of you letting people get away with talking pop and slick, and you ain't saying them Fresh Prince from Philly.
Because Will never says anything. He's always, throughout his career, he's been even killed. He doesn't really get involved in the drama. But I think Jada was like, I need you to get involved in the drama. I need you to say something.
But she probably didn't want him to slap him. She probably wanted him to stick up for her, and he just went far right, because he just...
you could have punched him or something.
No, I don't think he could have punched. He could have told him, like, look, I'm not playing with you. To stop disrespecting my wife. Don't disrespect my wife. He could have said
it in the middle of the performance. That was just so like...
He could... That's what... Because you said it in the middle of the performance. That's when I would have said it. I would have stood up and said what I had to say. No, cut the show. Cut the show. Cut the show. I would have had to tell him. I wouldn't have just slapped him. But I would have probably said something, But Will probably was so nervous and used to Jada, tell him, why you don't defend me. It's a lot of stuff, And then he came from an abused background. He watched his mother being abused by his father and probably couldn't do nothing. And as a little boy, sometimes in those situations when you can't protect your mother, your wife, you can't, I have to protect my wife. I couldn't do that. A lot of emotions run through. So he probably was just like, pow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you say something, you're too sore. If you don't say nothing, you're pumped. If I go, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he could have said something after the show. No,
I would have stopped in the middle of the show, because this is when you said it. And I would have to prove to my wife.
We barely get invited.
Because if you say it after the show, what's the point? If you're going to say it in private, I don't need you to say it.
But let me say this. It's hard for people like us to be in white spaces and get the...
We got to stop acting like that.
It is. It's by you going up there slapping him, it makes it harder for the next black actor who wants to go up there and host the Oscars. It does make it harder for him.
It does make it hard, but you know why? Because we are like, what do you call it? We want to be apart. We are windy in this situation. We want to be down.
Not that we want to be apart. We want to be respected the same way everybody else
does. But from what? But what are we getting respect from? From what? From these white from the Academy or the Oscars?
From just being an actor in the industry.
This is what I'm saying. We put so much value. What about this is what I'm saying, like the Soul Train Awards. People would dismiss the Soul Train Awards for a Grammy, right? Like, I'd rather have a Grammy than the Soul Train Award. We make our stuff so minute. And we make their stuff so big to, we got to sit up straight. We got to act like this in front of them.
Standard. It's more.
And this is what I'm saying, but why? Why is it such a high standard? Because it's white?
Well, because it's a high end.
But no. See, this is the whole thing. We as Black people, as a whole, we like to be a part in white spaces. We respect white spaces. Like, if he had slapped him on the Soul Train Awards, we would not. Oh, it's just. It would have still been a mess. If he would have slapped him on the BET Awards, well, it would have been like, oh my God, it's a Soul Train. It would have been a mess. But the Oscars, oh no. Like, we sit there, we got to straighten. It's just, and I blame slavery. The Oscars and the Grammys are the ultimate awards that you can achieve. But yes, but it's the ultimate awards because of what? Because white people made it the ultimate awards. They set the standard. They set the thing. They set and said this is the high level. They said, because how many people have we still saying the first Black? The first Black. Because we weren't allowed to be in those spaces. Right. Before. So that's what I'm saying. Why would you want to be somewhere that you're not allowed to even be? This is like when Black people become Mormon. Why are you being a Mormon when they say Black people are devils? Like, you told me I couldn't do it. That's gonna make me want to do it. I don't want to do it with y'all. I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of no Oscar. But what I'm trying to say is, you as Black people, you have to be responsible when you go into these spaces. You can't act a fool, act a stereotype, because the next person behind you is gonna have to deal with the brunt of all of what you did. But you know what? As Will Smith has enough money and had enough style. You could build your own platform for Black people. His last movie flopped. He did a movie that he was a slave and y'all didn't watch it. No, because we don't want to see no slave movie. I don't want to see you picking cotton. I don't want to see you being beat. I don't want to see none of that. I'm tired of seeing slave movies. I don't want to see. Nobody wants to see that. But like I said, we put all our value in these white spaces. So we go there, we put so much value in white spaces, and we barely put any value in our own spaces or come together collectively and make a space for us. I personally do. I enjoy the BET Awards better than I enjoy a lot of the award shows, simply because I feel like it represents me a little bit more. Does it represent me all the way? No, but a little bit more. You shouldn't go nowhere acting fool. I don't think they should go to the Black spaces or any. You should go to the white spaces. They shouldn't go anywhere acting a plum nut. But sometimes you gotta wild out, and people just gotta understand it. Like sometimes, but you know that's. But I don't blame Will. I think he had a moment, as we all do. You know. Moving forward, we're gonna have to talk about Beyonce. You know, she released Renaissance this year, and it took the world by storm. It was the biggest hit for me, the best album of the year. Best album of 2022. None of the other girls did what Beyonce did this year. Nobody gave what they should have gave. Did Beyonce give us any visuals yet? Even though Beyonce has not given us not a damn visual, and I do feel a certain type of way about that. That's why I'm feeling some type of way, B. You haven't released no visual, but she gave us all the visuals for her past couple albums. For B-Day, she did a visual for every song. For Formation, this was big. This right here, this Renaissance, this was a big album. Like, at least throw us, like 2 to 3 videos. But I think from what I'm hearing, rumors are she's releasing a part 2 in 2023. So I'm waiting for part 2 because part 1 I'm still listening to it. I was bopping to it earlier. Right. I was just listening to Church Girl earlier. I was just bopping to it, getting on my neighbor's nerves. They were stomping upstairs. But I don't care. I'm gonna play my songs. Like so. What I want to do. But she released Break My Soul earlier this year. It was a #1 hit, of course, and then she released Renaissance with no visuals. And then with the whole Khalees thing happened, where Khalees was upset that Beyonce used a sample of a song that she does not own,
and didn't call her, even though she
Well,
don't own
you
the
had a
song.
lot. Well, Beyonce, this album had a lot of people upset. She was over there to the guys that did the what's that?
A lot of people was upset.
A lot of people was upset.
about
Kaya was upset.
Spaz.
Your
People
girl
upset about
Kaya
Spaz
called
being said.
Kaya
People
called
was
her the
upset
devil, I
about,
believe, allegedly.
what happened?
Your girl Kaya calls her the devil.
Kaya gonna say what she says. Kaya was, Kaya gonna say what she gotta say.
But I like how she did sample, and I like that she sampled like the artist or whatever. Like, come on, there's Beyonce. You should be happy that she's sampling your song. She's giving you
Beyonce paid for it, but Khalees didn't own it. That's the part that Khalees was upset about.
But that's the part that you left out, girl. Like that, you can't even get mad. How you get mad over something you don't own? Girl, shut up.
You should have been mad at Pharrell. Be mad at yourself. Why are you singing on something you don't own?
Go fight Pharrell. Don't fight Beyonce.
You living on a farm, but you have all this music, but you living on a farm. But what else?
She did make some good. Her jam, the jam she was making looked really tasty.
On that farm. Old McDonald had a farm as well.
Yeah, but we laughing at Khalees in that farm. We should have been getting like Khalees and get a farm, and I give it about 5 more years.
I will say that she's saving money on groceries.
No, but not even with groceries. The way it's going, I'm telling you, I'm warning y'all, get a farm.
That's true. That is very much true.
Get a farm.
It's good to grow your own produce because eggs about $10 a carton.
Oh my God! I went in the Spanish bodega. And the eggs, I was in there just getting my daughter something for going to school. We go to school in the morning. I glance over in the refrigerator. I see the price tag on the egg. It says $7.99.
I was mad when I paid $5 Eggs used to be like $2. Now they're $5-some.
I'm about to buy a chicken. It's supposed to be a chicken walking around here with my cat because I'm about to get a chicken and I'm ladies' eggs under the couch. I don't know if I gotta build a chicken.
$3 a carton max. Now it's like $5, $7, $10.
It was $7.99, and she was like, "No, mommy, I charge." She said, "My husband want me to charge $10. I'm not making a profit off of it." She said, "I'm not making a profit. I just told them leave it the way it is because if they come in and buy eggs, they'll buy something else." I'm like, "No, they not." Like your girl, like if I come in there and buy $7,
she paid $8 for a dozen eggs.
Yeah, that dozen of eggs was $7.99. That's why I was like,
"No, that's too much for eggs." When they used to be $2.
I had to take the carton. I wasn't even buying eggs. I just had to make sure that she didn't make a mistake.
Because we're not talking about Beyonce, we're talking about eggs now.
I had to make sure that she didn't make a mistake on these eggs. So I was like, "Mommy, the eggs are $7.99." She's like, "Yeah." She was like, "Mommy, and I'm not even making no money." She said, "In order for me to make a profit, I have to charge $10 for the eggs." And I was like, she said, "I don't want to do that to the people, in the neighborhood. I'm going to charge the $8 and I'm going to just take a loss." And I was like, wow, I'm getting a chicken. That's it.
A healthy chicken. Make sure you.
I'm gonna get a hen. I'm being. How you? I don't even know. I gotta call Cardi. How you call the chicken?
What's the next thing that I wanted to talk about? Hold on. It was something else. The Megan and the Tory story of it all. I do wanted to play the audio that was leaked earlier today of Tory admitting basically that he shot Megan.
Well, actually, he didn't admit that he shot her. He was just apologizing profusely.
Why would you apologize for something you never did?
I believe he shot her. I think he shot her. But all this apologizing, we owe Meg an apology. We owe Meg why do you owe her apology? What the fuck? Nobody said that she didn't get shot. The girl got shot. We know that he shot her. My point was what led up to the shooterization? What led up to him busting the cap in your foot? What led up? Because if you do not call her or at least have her hold her accountable for what led up to the shooting. It's a happen again with another nigga. If it's not, it'll be somebody else, because it's the way you move, Mixie. You move real Mixie, and you cause this to happen. You put everything in motion for this to happen. No, he shouldn't have shot her. He deserved to be in prison for shooting her, because that was wrong. He shouldn't have pulled out a gun. He should have had enough sense to not do that. But girl, hold your coochie accountable, child.
Okay, let's play the audio. Let's play the audio real quick.
This is a free call from
Tori.
an inmate at LAPD jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept the call. To deny this call, thank
Hello.
you.
Y'all got out.
Huh?
Y'all got out. And everything y'all good?
Emergency on the hospital. I'm outside the hospital.
Well, hospital y'all got out.
What?
You said what?
You're listening to Street
I
TV.
said Megan's in the hospital still. I'm outside the hospital waiting.
What hospital are you at?
I don't know. Let me see. Cedar, something like that.
Alright, it is what it is. Regardless if I get out of here today or not, bro, I just want to let y'all know, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I never did that shit if I wasn't that drunk, bro. Like, you feel me?
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Get out of here, you guys.
You're listening to Street TV.
What happened, bro? I can't take it back, bro. I'm just telling y'all, I'm sorry, bro. Like,
You're listening to Street TV.
I think it was just too drunk, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I got to the house, sure he's like, all top niggas, he gave me like 5 shots, like off the door, like, you feel me? So I was out of there, like, you wasn't even there with niggas, like, you feel me? We was taking shots past that time. I wasn't even there with niggas, like, bro, I don't even remember what we was even arguing about, bro, like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah, no, I don't,
regardless, I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but, bruh, I just want you to know, bruh. Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Deadass. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, deadass, nigga. I never do some shit like that, bro. Just that, nigga, I was so fucking drunk, nigga. I just didn't even understand what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, so, whatever, bro. But, you know, regardless, nigga, bro. You get a chance, bro. Just figure out what you gotta do to bail me out this shit.
okay.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm sorry again, bro. Like,
Well, there you have it. I didn't play the whole thing, but that pretty much you can get a gist of basically him admitting.
Yeah, but what's the confusion? He did it. Like, I don't understand what's the confusion. Like,
But this, I just want to say, this is the tape that I was talking about last week that convicted him. This is what they used. This tape was the main piece of evidence that put you in that seat where you are in right now.
because he
You
was
should
a
have
fool.
never called from jail. You know, all the jail calls are recorded. For all the people who are going to jail in the future, who have been to jail in the past, every time you call out, every time you send a letter, every time you get a letter,
It's
the
being
police
surveillance.
has ran
Like,
through it already. Just know that the police has read your letters.
they didn't
Just
see
know
all them
that
naked
The
pictures. Like, we
police
used to
have
take
listened to your
the
calls.
Polaroids back in the early 90s when everybody had a nigga in jail
All
in
of
the 90s.
that.
And
The
you used to
police
wrap
know
up,
all of that.
with
Yeah.
wrap up the paper. You used to use like 3 pieces of loose leaf to wrap up the thing, thinking you hiding your pictures when the CEO is the CEO
Hey, Nola.
looking dead at it. Hey, Nola.
Daystar was already a convicted criminal.
Not Daystar. Daystar.
The only reason he kept up this little lie till the end was to not go to prison. He is now in prison. All this for what? He tried. He tried.
No, but I don't understand. Like, all right, he's already in jail. Like, okay, he's in prison. Like, he would have to appeal the thing. We know this. So all this leaking of the tapes and leaking of the thing. What part don't people understand? He did it. Okay. He shot the girl. I don't know if he shot her. I wouldn't say that he meant to shoot her. He could have been just shooting, like, because he's drunk and acting a fool, and she ended up getting hit. He shouldn't have done it, period. He shouldn't have pulled out a weapon. He shouldn't have pulled it out on her. She did not deserve to get shot. But let's be clear. We have to clean up your behavior, Mixie, because your behavior will have you in that same situation with somebody else later. It's situations that you're putting yourself in. Let's be clear. You went back and drugged that nigga out the pool. He was in the pool. You wanted to go back and get that midget strip dick. Let's be clear. You wanted that. You was drinking and you wanted to go get him. And you pulled him out to your detriment. Leave, like, stop. Stop messing with your friends' men. Stop sleeping with everybody. Close your legs. Like, cross your legs, girl. Like, I know you ain't that hot. Like, I don't understand. Like, people act like sex is the end all be all. Like, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. But at what cost? Your toes?
Well, I mean, I can't say what the reason was, but both of them were smashing Tory. I think that while they were at the party, they were acting a fool. Kylie was like, "Y'all ends got to get out of my house."
But she didn't. But
she
did end up kicking them out after you went back to get him and caused a scene. You went back. You was on your merry way home. You said you forgot your slipper. I gotta go back. You're Megan Thee Stallion. You can buy another slipper. Kylie can have somebody bring the slipper to you, but you was going back to get that dick. That's why you was going back, because he was still there and left in the pool with the white girl. You was going back, like, not on my watch. And you know how we are, like women. You sit there, you start drinking or whatever. Your man who you haven't, then you like, I'm going back, because I know I done went back to the bars several times to go get, like, I'm going back. Like, they like, you in the cab. No, U-turn, come back. No, because I left Dick there. She left Dick there in the pool. She went to go pick it up.
Sometimes you gotta leave. You gotta get it and go. Kanye said, "Get it and go."
Right. This is what I'm saying. Like, girl, it's your behavior. You have to stop, because it'll be the same situation with somebody else, and you don't want to be a repeat offender with the same situation. Correct your behavior. Somebody, you gotta hold that coochie accountable.
Hold yourself accountable.
Girls, just close your leg. Like, girl, focus on your career.
It's the Shanquella Robinson case. There have been a few updates since the last time we talked. There was a picture, released of the paramedics, allegedly. A lot of people are doubting this picture because you can't really see Shanquella's face. You really can't see anybody's face in the picture. But allegedly, it's supposed to be the paramedics that's supposed to be working on Shanquella's body. In the picture, so in the video, she was nude when she was fighting the woman, the manly, strong woman that was there. So she was fighting her. She was nude when she fell and hit her neck, and then she stopped moving. In the picture, Shanquella, the person who's supposed to be Shanquella, is wearing biker shorts. That's causing people to believe that her body was tampered with before authorities got there, that she was dressed, she was prepped, the scene was set before the people got there. So people are still questioning the Cabo 6. I have been hearing rumors about arrests, but I don't know.
They said no one's been arrested.
No one's been arrested. No one's been extradited. So it's kind of like in a standstill. And some people are questioning the Mexican reporters' integrity when it comes to this case, because some people are accusing the reporters of fabricating certain things and sending certain things to the blogs for us to just put it out there, but it was never in police evidence. So is it really the truth, or is it something that you just add into the story?
This is just a crazy situation. Who knows what happened, but we do know something happened. Something happened to make this girl unalive, and they have videos of the altercation, and that they need to be somebody needs to be extradited. I would say they need to be pulled right back to Mexico.
I mean, the people involved are so dumb. Y'all recorded the whole murder. Hold on, let me see. Y'all recorded everything. So we know that Shanquella Robinson had money. We know that I heard a rumor also that allegedly Shanquella was exposed two of the guys in the Cabo Six for having relations with each other. So they kind of had beef with her too. So it seemed like a lot of the people in the group really didn't like her under the covers. They had issues with her, so.
But obviously so. Like, who does that? You're not going to sit around.
Allegedly.
Yeah, they're not going to sit around. And if they did, that's exactly what they're going to claim too, to stay in the States. They're going to claim that they planned to like jump her or whatever before they got over there. They planned that in the United States because that's the only way they'll get a trial in here. Because other than that, they'll have to get extradited. If they do pick up the case, they would have to stand trial in Mexico. They would have to say that, well, this was premeditated and we planned it on U.S. soil. But it's just a messed up situation.
The picture of the paramedics, but the picture that I saw with the paramedics and Shanquella Robinson, it was not clear at all. You couldn't see anybody's face. You couldn't really make out what.
Because at the point, what is the point of all these pictures? I don't get it.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like y'all, they keep throwing stuff out.
They throwing stuff out there, but it does. The girl is gone. The point is that the girl she had a fight. She got hurt. She's not alive anymore. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. So whatever happened in between with the paramedics and all this stuff and missing money or whatever like that, the money wouldn't be able to be missing if she was still here. The point is the girl is not here no more. What happened and who is responsible? And I believe all of them is responsible. If you were all in that situation, you're all are guilty by association. You sat around there and let this altercation escalate and happen to where as her neck was snapped, you all are guilty. Like, it's just sad.
So we're also going to stay on top of that case as well when more develops. But I don't know where the case is going. I haven't heard anything about the U.S. government getting involved legally.
They probably don't want no. They probably don't want no parts of this. They probably hoping that Mexico takes it. They don't want to. Who wants to deal with this? Like they. But
I know that there is a reporter who's working heavily with the Black vlogs. But
the really one they said was lying to everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm questioning his credibility. I feel like
they said that. I believe one reporter that was from Mexico or something that was working and saying that he had the information and all the stuff that
he's feeding stuff to every blog that
misleading and giving.
But you're not talking to the police. You're not talking to people that can actually help. You're talking to the blogs.
Like if her mama didn't come out and say nothing, her mama didn't come out and say it. Don't believe it.
The report, like he's giving out so much information, and it's like. You're the only one saying this, but you're the source because you're Mexican and you're in Mexico and you're where it happens, and we have to rely on you for the info. But I'm just you have to question where you're getting your information from,
right? Because now Nancy Grace is on the case, and once Nancy Grace gets on the case, things is going to get done. She's going to find out information.
The tricky part about it is it happened in Mexico, and I really don't know if these people will ever come to justice, like real justice, because the Mexican government is a little bit different than up here.
Well, actually, because I was just watching the ID channel last night, and the show came on because it just struck me with the femicide, because they were being charged with femicide, and it was a nursing student. She was a nursing student, a white girl. She was a nursing student. And she was, I'm going to call it Megan Coochie. She had Megan Coochie because she was sleeping with two guys. She was
That's
sleeping.
not Megan Coochie. That's Tori Slinging.
That she was sleeping with these. She was just loose out here. But she said the guys knew about each other, and the guys ended up becoming friends. She introduced them to each other. When she was on with one, she was off with the other. On with one and off with the other, and she was just going back and forth. Both the guys was Latin. One was his family, I believe, was from a foreign country, some type of Spanish foreign country or whatever. And family was like a doctor, and he came from a well-to-do family. And he ended up choking her out and strangling her to death and leaving her in the bed. But then he fled and left. But they didn't extradite him back to the States. They held the trial over there. So all her family and stuff went over there for the trial where it was and whatever, and had the translators and whatever. And he got charged with femicide. And he did get convicted. And he ended up getting 30 years for that. So hopefully these people will be convicted as well.
So moving forward, I do want to mention some little small stories that happened this year. Legs Hit Body hit the scene in the summer. That was a big trend for me. That was a little funny, little side thing for the summer. And then we also have to remember the low vibration plate that hit us in the fall. I think it was the fall.
It was also it's funny. We gotta bring up that Genuine dance.
But Genuine that dance is old.
Yes, but to see him do it at his
legs that was put up to here, and
but to see him do it with his, and then Maxwell getting low with the mega knees.
We saw Maxwell get low with his tight outfit on.
Yes, he was giving you a little something.
It was giving Sugar Mama.
It was giving a little something.
With them tight leggings on that he had, he was, showing his mega knees on the street. So it was a lot of stuff that went on. Do you have anything else that you want to add? Like anything that we forgot?
It's just so much stuff that went. It's like so much, a lot, but nothing.
But I am looking forward to the new year. This has been a long year.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Resolutions? Is that what
I have some New Year's? I feel like maybe predictions or maybe manifestations that I feel is going to take place. But I don't want to speak on that right now. But I do feel like I am personally going through a few changes. We are going to go through a few changes on the channel. We're going to continue to grow. Like I said, and I feel like thank you for joining me throughout this journey. We're going to...
Well, you don't have to thank me. We joined each other. You don't have to thank me. We joined each other. That's okay.
So
I'll be looking. I think I'm going to find me a persuasion man.
Oh yeah, the Tasha K and Cardi B verdict.
Oh yeah, the Cardi B. That's crazy. That she's appealing the case. The $4 million.
I don't think it's gonna get appealed that much. She had an opportunity to let it go multiple times. She chose not to. I think she let her head get the best of her. Now her platform. She still has her platform, and I don't think that nobody's platform should be taken away, especially if she needs it to pay those $3 million. She needs that platform now.
Yeah, I don't think she has her own platform. She has the Tasha K Live.
We talked about Miss Kevin earlier. Hold on, let me pull up.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, we had
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, let me pull it up. Hold on.
Zoom.
For y'all who missed it, y'all got to catch the replay. But yes, we talked about Miss Kevin earlier. She left us early. She was giving us advice. She was telling us how Black women need to act to get a high value man. Where is she? There she is. So we did talk about Miss Kevin. We want to say rest in wherever you are. Whatever part of the spectrum you are existing in right now. If you're hot, I hope you can get a little bit of coldness with this water. Hopefully you get a little bit of water where you are, soothe the tongue. I don't know where you are, but I wish you the best. And
Well,
I picked up.
he probably up in the Heaven's Gate.
Okay.
He probably up there, because what he said was wrong. What he said was wrong.
I'm not saying where he is, but I don't know.
He was just I can't even look at this picture.
This is the best picture I could find.
His
I
name
made
is
sure
not even
that
Kevin. His name is Kevin.
picture
That's
for
Kevin. That's Kevin.
That's Miss Kevin, and
That's Kevin.
she just want to say Happy New Year.
Well, and also Tevin Campbell came out of the closet this year.
Okay, Tevin. Okay, girl. All right. Okay, girl.
Tevin came out this year.
Okay, Tevin. But Tevin and Kevin.
Tevin came out this year. August Alsina came out this year.
Was that a surprise? I'm tired of people coming out and they being like, okay, all right.
Okay, girl.
Okay.
Well, I've been to about.
But there you go, Nola. Who was in the closet? Augusta wasn't in. I don't know who was in the closet. Augusta, Kamisha, Kevin. Was Kevin in? You talking about Kevin or Augusta?
Kevin or Tevin.
Tevin Campbell. I feel like we already knew that.
We did, but a lot of people didn't because I got in a fight with my friend.
Like with Queen Latifah. I don't need y'all to tell me.
Queen Latifah.
I don't need y'all to tell me what Queen Latifah does. It's okay. It's okay.
That is the queen, and like I said, I can't believe she married. Queen Latifah got a kid. She's married.
Nola, you see your bestie up here? You see your bestie? He waving. He just want to say hey from the beyond. He just want to say hey.
Tevin was the man. I love me some Tevin Campbell. Don't put no Tevin Campbell on, child. Because we was holding hands in the park. Gotta hurry home.
You see Kevin got a fresh manicure ready for y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about this. She said that Saint Granddaddy on the screen. No,
Not Saint Granddaddy. I'm done.
He's saying, hey, he just trying to say, hey, girl. That's what he said in the picture. Hey, girl. Ready to go get your nails done? That's what he is saying. But we did talk about Kevin. Make sure y'all catch the replay. And we have more to come.
It's just so sad that he, because he was just, and I was just starting to hear, a lot about, Derek Action Jackson. He's another one, him and his wife.
I don't know if that was a major story of the year.
I think so. His wife, that if him leaving his wife wasn't a major story, the spell that she casted upon the internet was.
I feel like that if that would have happened in January, we wouldn't talk about it now because it was irrelevant. Action Jackson is who he is. He's just who he is. I feel like nobody should be surprised. The Bonnet Warrior is where she is fighting.
Not the Bonnet Warrior.
Fighting for her marriage.
It is a hat of salvation.
The bonnet of salvation, and by herself, she need a vibrator of salvation so she can soothe some of the pain that she's going through right now. I want to, stretch out the hands of faith towards her because she's going through it. It's tough.
Do you think we'll see Nene Leakes on The Housewives in 2023?
Absolutely not. And I do see what she's been saying that she wasn't given grace, but ma'am, like I said at the beginning of the year, ma'am, you sued the network. You said the network was racist. Why are you mad that you're not being invited back? If I feel like a place is racist, I don't want to be invited back. I don't want people to call me to come back. I don't want to have a sit down.
I saw this coming from the beginning. Ever since
she thought that
when she said they're done. When she was arguing with Sheree down to when they was in that restaurant, and Sheree said, "Fix your teeth," and she said, "They're done. They're done." When she did that, I was like, "This is going to be the end of Nene's going to fall." When she fall from grace,
because Nene was getting big headed. She was letting.
She was getting very big headed to where you were slamming your laptop down in mid-reunion. You saying that Andy was on powdered donuts, allegedly. You called the whole Bravo racist.
He wasn't necessarily lying, but at the same time.
But the whole thing, you can't sit there and call out I'm not going to sit there and call my boss a cocaine, a yayo head, and then ask for my job back. I know that ship has sailed. I'm not going to be dumb enough to go back and act. When I say all these things, I know it's over. It's finito. So I'm not going to want to come back.
Don't be the victim after you started some mess.
Because at the end of the day, Ms. Leaks, you are a liability. Because what if I tell you, because if you don't get your way, we see what you do. You run to the internet, you slam computers, you get upset, and you want things your way.
And guess what? Nobody else wants to work with you.
Because you are a liability. Who's going to want to work with you? And then you got this man, what's this, her new man, like, That's married. Like, girl. And you couldn't even wait until Greg was in the ground good enough before you started smashing a 20-year-old. Greg wasn't even in the ground good. He was doing interviews talking about how she used to sneak behind Greg back and smash. Right, that boy that did that interview. He was on Tasha K.
He did an interview with Tasha K. I mean, my goodness. You didn't even let the dirt settle. You didn't let the grass grow on top of Greg's grave yet before you was out here in the streets with your legs open with that wig on.
And that's exactly how she's gonna be.
She's not a top topic of the year, but since you brought her up,
I just brought her up because I saw her begging for her. Oh, well, not begging. Well, saying that basically,
she was begging. She was begging for her job.
But girl, you are a liability, child.
You're begging.
And nobody's going to want to work with you. Who is going to work with you other than BET? And it's BET Plus. Like, it's not even. It's not even a regular BET.
Plus. We're not gonna do BET Plus.
No, because I like BET Plus. I pay for my BET Plus on Prime.
I like the Parker reruns.
I pay my $4.95, and they got Martin on there. They got the Parker.
They got Martin. They got all types of stuff.
They got the first Wives Club. They got the Eva's show.
Eva's show coming on in January, and BMF is coming back in January. And I'm thinking about reviewing BMF.
Yeah.
We're thinking about it. Do y'all want to see BMF? Y'all let us know if y'all want us to review BMF. But I think BMF is January 6th.
I believe so.
And I think All the Queerest Men comes like around the same time. So we have some of our shows coming back on. So we will be doing what we was doing last year. And then coming up in February, we're going to be doing our channelversary, which is when we first started our channel.
Yes, it is.
Here yet. So we're going to plan something for that. So is there anything else? Let me take Lanithia off. Is it back on? Is Baby Wax back on? Is it back on?
Is it on?
Is it on? Is it? Let me.
I'm out here saying like T.S. Madison. Is it on?
We were talking about it earlier. But what is it back on? Let me know, because I didn't know it was back on.
I didn't know because I've been waiting. Because they just left us in limbo. Like, is British going to jail or not? I see her down to the Instagram taking pictures. Is she going to prison or not?
Who?
British.
I don't know.
They just left us in limbo.
Might be old though. Those pictures might be old pictures. You know how people go to jail and they release the old pictures?
Yeah, because I'm saying as soon as Shawnee got married, they was like, forget the show.
No, I think what I really don't like what they did with Love and Marriage Huntsville is they extended the shit throughout the entire year. I think a good season is 15 episodes. You don't really need to do 20. I think
they
20.
They're running that in the hole.
20.
But they think Destiny's not coming back this season.
And Bravo likes to drag it, and I feel like Carlos was dragging all of his shows, and it's gonna drive people away because I was into it the first 10, 15, but now we're on episode 31, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, enough. It's enough. But they say Destiny is allegedly not coming back this season.
For Huntsville,
Yeah.
maybe so. Maybe they're gonna move to Atlanta. I don't know, but I know DC is coming back with.
But they said they started filming for Huntsville already for the new season.
I know they did because they got to keep it going year after year, every year.
Yeah, and it, they said, you know.
I'm kind of over it at this point. I'm like, how many times we got to hear Mill go after my tail? How many times we got to see Eyeballs, Destiny be hateful and bitter?
Hungry eyes.
I mean, that woman is so hateful and bitter. I don't know what to do. How many times we got to see Tisha be delusional all season?
Mm-hmm.
But I did live when Melanie called Marceau legs, hip, and breast because that's what he was giving, leg, hip, and breast at the reunion. So I am here for that.
Not leg, hip, and
P-Valley
breast.
to me wasn't even on that long. It seemed like P-Valley came and left. P-Valley was not on as long as Huntsville. Huntsville was on forever.
Right.
But I know what you mean, a P-Valley break. P-Valley was off for 2 years, seemed like.
It was on a hiatus because we missed 2 years. Because with the COVID, because they gave us the first season, we was hooked.
It was
And
about
then-
2 years before the second season came
Yeah, the
back.
second season, because they said they was going through the thing with that Nikki Gilbert. Like, girl, just leave it alone. We like the show. We know, like, stop it.
But
You
Nikki
always
is a
ruining
hater.
something.
Nikki
Like-
is a hater all the way
Like,
around.
you always ruining something. Stop.
She been hating since they said she had that square body.
What she do? She got square body, square mouth. Like, everything on her square head. Like, everything is just really square. Her mouth is cut like a box. 5 miles to empty. Like, it's like.
But you remember that episode when Brownstone sung on R&B Divas and they sounded horrible.
Do you remember that episode when she was on Martin and her mouth was like, you, like.
I remember that episode when she was supposed to be like the nerdy lady.
Yeah, and then she was singing, "A room is not a room
with that
if
big
no
body.
one is there." But that mouth is, I mean, woo!
The mouth was there. The mouth was there.
Like, she better be able to sing. She better be able to sing.
She can sing sometimes, but because I remember that one episode on R&B Divas, they sounded a mess, and Kiki White had to come save them.
Right, Kiki is the throat. If she don't stop having babies, I heard she pregnant again.
I thought this was her last baby. I thought this was.
Oh,
her
not
last
to
baby.
mention, we forgot the highlight of the year. I mean, the year, the one that kept giving and giving and giving
Who?
all year long. Nick motherfucking Cannon.
I'm
He
not worried
had a
about
baby.
him. I'm over him. I'm retiring.
He just had another baby.
I'm retiring Nick Cannon. I'm no longer.
What is
covering
going
him.
on with him truly and really? Like, something is up.
I think that a lot of people have ego in the industry, and that's just the reality of it. People like Kanye, people like Nick, they have a lot of ego, and by having all these kids, it shows that I'm the man. All these women want to.
No, you look like a fool. Like, I mean,
I'm the daddy. I'm the daddy to all these kids. Look at me. I'm the daddy. I'm the daddy. I'm
but
the
that
daddy.
don't even look like. I think it's something like.
Okay.
What do you,
I'm over it. I'm over it. And then you on that complaint and talk about you can't. It's hard for you to be traveling all over the country, all over the world to be with all these kids. I'm over it. I'm no longer covering Nick. I no longer cares if he has a 13th child or a 14th child.
he
I
needs
no
to
longer
get
care.
a compound and get all them
Hey,
all them,
Carol,
all them women's. Hey, Carol. He better get all them women together and get all his kids together and just have them all on the compound. They all obviously know.
Mariah don't fool with the rest of them. She's not
No,
gonna.
not Mariah. You know, Mariah's gonna do her own thing. But I'm
Mariah
saying,
is
as far
not
as
gonna come to the community events. She's not gonna let her kids hang out with the other kids.
I wouldn't
Her
either.
kids is different.
They are.
That her cousin's a little bit more high caliber. She's not. Nick gonna have to see her. Nick is gonna have to go see her. Where she
I'm
at.
saying for the other baby mamas, Nick needs to get a compound. These all these women need to agree,
A
just like they all agree
compound?
for them.
A
No, he should get a
compound.
compound and put all of them together so he'll have all his kids in one space. Everybody will have
I
enough
think
space.
that's a good idea. He couldn't afford to buy land.
Yeah, like you have enough. If
All
Snoop
the
Dogg
people
has a
in
compound,
the
I know Nick Cannon. Snoop has a compound.
Might as well.
Get a compound and put all, because the women, I don't even know, why would you even disagree? Because y'all know you're all sleeping with him. Because like some has 2 kids. He doubled back and had another one with another one, and then
They know he's sleeping around. They know that.
Like so why don't the compound is big enough for you to have your own space and have your, you have your separate lives, but it'll be easy enough for all the kids to be around each other and for Nick to, be with his children. Get a compound.
It's not a bad idea. He can afford it.
Get a compound because you're not gonna be able to fly around like, cause the black baby mama, going to start complaining off the rip, like. You know what I'm saying? But girl, you got yourself into
the black one because he really likes exotic looking women.
He went and did that. Like, that's his token, baby. That's token.
He really don't like black women like that.
You know how they have the token in the movies? Like, they always have the one black person. He's like, I got to have a whole black kid.
A lot of his baby moms are mixed. Most of them. He only has one black baby mom. But
right, and I'm saying, so get them all together on a compound and let them all, like, so they all be in the same space together.
I say it's a great idea. I don't disagree with you there.
He should, because if he didn't, because he should have watched Ayanla. Because Ayanla been told when she talked to that guy that had 30-something kids, and she took all the doll babies, and he told me, I take care of my kids. My kids don't want for nothing. They only want for your time and your attention, fool. You know what I'm saying? So, because you can't possibly be there for all those kids. Like, you can't.
Because the sister wives didn't have no money. Nick can't have money. He can buy that compound.
Right. You got enough money to sleep with these women, and they're obviously okay with it because they keep getting pregnant. So,
I mean, it's a check. But
you'll save more money too, because you probably paying rent for these houses.
You paying rent.
Get everybody a little section. Everybody have their little house on the compound. When you come in the middle of the compound, be like, Daddy's home, and kids start running like out of the forest, like start running from everywhere, and they come
out of the forest.
I don't know. I just set a scene. I'm very imaginative. I just see stuff in my head. They just start running, and he stand there, like, and they're like, "Ooh," and all the kids start running. They grab him, Daddy, 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 and he be like, "Oh, children, Daddy's home." Like, I can see it. Nick,
Mariah kids would never, but I think for the other kids,
no, but the other kids, we're not talking about Mariah kids.
Mariah kids would never do that, but yes, for the other kids.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you want to add before we wrap up the year of 2022?
One thing is a little off topic, but it's been disturbing me all day long. I watched a video today of Keith Murray saying that Foxy Brown gave him strong head. And I've been disturbed.
I don't know why that would surprise or disturb you.
No, it was just disturbing that Keith Murray's just old and he's talking about it.
For these guys, everybody's clout chasing. Irv Gotti was doing it.
The way he said it was just like so weird.
I slept with so-and-so. I could go on here and say who I slept with 10 years ago.
But he said he didn't even sleep with her. That's what was the thing. He's like, I didn't have sex with her. I just ate her, he ate her box. And she gave him
lame.
Strong head.
That's lame. You ate and didn't finish?
Yeah, because I was trying to get with her. And it was just weird, like him talking about it.
You ate a charcuterie board and you didn't finish the board?
He said no because
I'm not worried about no half story.
Because she had to go. It was just very disturbing to watch him. Like, I was like, how old are you?
Mariah's kids are in Paris. They're in Milan.
Mariah kids don't socialize with them other bastards.
No, Mariah will never. Nick had to see her when he can. That's when he can. She
But because the black baby mama set it off, she was complaining that Nick don't spend time with the kids.
Why would you complain though? If I was the baby mom, I wouldn't complain because you knew what you was getting. You knew you was signing up for a check. And with that check, you can get a nanny. You can get a nice nanny.
And then, what's so crazy? And like a lot of women do this. Like, I don't know why. The child be like 2 months or 3 months. Oh my God, you didn't call your kid. You didn't call. What is the kid going to say this? Like, what do you want him to do? Like,
exactly.
It'd be so baffling when girls be doing that.
They don't know who they are.
Girls be doing that. They be like, you didn't even call to check on your son. He don't even call to check on his son. I'm like, how old is his son? 2 months. What is your?
But the dad does need. But
No,
nobody
they don't know because I was watching Storm Monroe and a young lady that comes up on the channel. They have a show together by the name of Love Jones. She was saying that she knows Coolio, and she was stating that he was supposed to be he was exposing a lot of stuff that was going on in the industry, and
that's why you got to keep it quiet, move in silence, because you never know who's trying to come against you. But rest in peace to Coolio, rest in peace to Tracy, Miss Kevin Samuels. We will miss you wherever you are. Who else? Takeoff, rest in peace. Y'all's Queen of England passed. We didn't talk about her because we cover Black people news here. So
we can sprinkle in a little bit of Mrs. Dash, but not her ass. We're not talking about.
We did just talk about Barbara Walters, but
we sprinkle in Mrs. Dash. The unseasoned. From time to time.
Y'all's Queen and I wasn't enthused. I
was surprised because I thought she never was going to die. Because I was like, if she lived one more year.
I heard she was passing. Like I keep up with the news, and I heard that she was
on her way out.
She was on her way out.
She could have been dead for 5 years. We don't know.
I think she was dead for a while before they announced it.
Yeah, usually that happens like that a lot of time.
But they announced it. They finally announced that she passed.
Oh, and also Meghan Markle and Prince Harry leaving the royal family, and he resigning from his position.
Was that this year?
Yes.
So Prince Harry went on to America. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Tyler Perry, who offered up the house to them.
Shout out to him. And what else? Do we miss anything else?
I think we about covered most of the stuff that I can remember. Because like you said, this was a long, short year.
It was a long, short year. But
a long, short year. Did you have any resolutions? Does anybody in the chat? I want to know about your resolutions. Do you have any resolutions?
For me, I want to continue to do what I'm doing. I want to stay focused on my grind, manifest what I am feeling is going to happen next year, and continue to just do me, because I think what's doing me is working. So,
I want to have more porn music on this channel. We're
gonna do more porn music.
We're gonna do more porn music because when you hear this music, you're gonna know you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna automatically know
that it's gonna be a few changes though. Like
it's gonna be. I want some bum chicka bum bum.
We're not gonna start it like that because we. But we are gonna give you a sultry intro. We're gonna give you a very.
My resolution is to keep one wig on for at least 2 weeks.
Really? I don't know if it's gonna work. You switch.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try not to change my mind. Try to stay solid.
You're a Gemini. That's all you do is change your mind. So
this is true. But I'm gonna try not to, because that's gonna be my I'm working hard on.
I don't think we should try to change who we are, but if that's what you want to work on for the next year. Princess says, "Lies you tell." You're not gonna keep the same way for 2 weeks.
I'm gonna try hard.
But I know that next year we're gonna do even better. We're gonna grow even more. I feel like this year we've grown a lot from when we started to where we are now, and we're gonna continue to get even better. So that's all I have to say.
Right. Say Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year's. Y'all be safe out here. Do not get in the streets involved in this foolishness. I want to see you next year in January.
Stay woke.
We're still going to be reviewing Housewives of Potomac. We're still going to be doing our other videos. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all of our posts. So it'll show all of our posts. because I noticed that depending on when you hit the notification bell, it gives you like 3 options. Hit all, so you get all of our notifications. So
we becoming the pop-up king and queen. We pops up sometimes.
we pop up whenever we feel like it, and that's what we're gonna do. So shout out to everybody who joined us today. Ray, Nola was here, Princess, Shar, Cleo.
Yes.
Thank you so much for showing up for us all year long. All of you have shown up for us all year. Carol, and we're going to continue to give you this good content moving forward.
Yes, and big shout out to Cleo, my best friend. That's my sister from another mister. I tell you.
Cleo stays supporting, so shout out to Cleo. And y'all, like I said, be safe. Do not get out here in the streets with this foolish.
And please be careful. And in New York, don't go down there to that Times Square place because you know they're gonna be spraying stuff out there for everybody to get sick, allegedly.
Oh Lord, don't be. Just stay home, you guys. Just stay home.
Yeah, just stay home. Watch the ball drop, because I'm telling you, New Year.
Thank you, Nola.
Because we don't want to. Cause you wait. Did you remember what happened to monkeypox? It just came and went.
Just like the jab, they was pushing the jab for a while, then it just stopped. But we just gonna move forward from that because we're not gonna dwell on that too long. But I did think about that today. I was like, y'all was pushing the jab so hard earlier. Now, I don't hear anything about it. But whatever. So we just gonna move.
No, because the experiment has concluded. No, that's the experiment.
I'm just saying. I just like to peep game. But I don't like to spit stuff out there. But y'all be blessed.
Yes, stay woke, people.
Yes, Carols, keep your vitamin C up and stay in the house. And we will
keep your zinc. Get some zinc. Make sure you get some zinc. Stock up on some zinc. Get your aloe. Get some ginger. And make sure you get some oranges and stuff of that nature. Because I boiled me some ginger right now. Oh my God, I got some fresh ginger tea. Woo! Delicious.
Cleo says, hey, best friend.
Yes, that is my best friend. Yes.
And Happy New Year to Carol and everybody.
Yes, Happy New Year to everyone.
Once again, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. That is Lace Monroe. I am Shady B. We are Let's Get Into It. And I will see y'all happy
in 2023. We will see you in 2023.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Next year.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good time. By the way, don't forget, hit that like button. And if you're liking, you might as well subscribe. And drop a comment below. Come on guys, let's get into it.